friends, today we're doing what I hate to do, and that is finish the books on my TBR that I had no interest in reading to begin with. So in today's video, we are going to be reading 3 books. One of them is not that I'm not interested in it, it's my book club pick, and I need to get on it. And it's not even, wasn't even really technically on my TBR last time we picked one, but it got placed on my TBR while going through this TBR because my book club votes for the book. You know where I'm going. And so that is actually where we're going to start. I'll just talk to you about that one because I actually don't own it physically. I don't really super intend on buying it unless I read it and I'm like, wow, 5 stars, I loved her. I probably won't buy it because it's a Lisa Jewell book, and Lisa Jewell is one of the most hit or miss authors, I think, for most people on planet Earth. And so we are going to be reading It Could Have Been Her by Lisa Jewell. This is, again, the July book club pick. Make sure you join my book club. It's linked down below. We always vote on our next picks, so you can vote for August. I don't even know what this is about. I put it as like a poll option because I like to do, like, I usually do like 2 romance options, a thriller spooky option, and then like a random option, like maybe fiction. And so this got thrown on there, and for better or for worse, it won. So this one says, this is a suspense to this shocking new thriller about a lost dog. Okay, Jane Trevally is walking her dogs on a country estate when a small white terrier appears, alone and with no sign of the teenage girl he'd been staying with nearby. When the teenager is reported missing, Jane offers to return the dog to his registered owner hours away in London. Arriving at a rundown house called Thornwood in the deepest backwaters of Hampstead, she is immediately on alert because Jane has a dark history with this house. The man who answers the door is not the man that Jane remembers from her past. He is cagey and claims to know nothing about a missing teenager. Then, through the window of the house, Jane catches a glimpse of a haunted-looking woman. Conjuring her memories from 25 years ago, Jane knows this unsettling house holds the key to the missing teenager and to her own traumatic story and to the dark secrets of the past. So that does actually sound quite good. So I hope that it, like, continues to be good. And then I do have these 2 books that I did pull in my TBR that I just haven't had the chance to get to. This one I'm avoiding like the plague because I did try reading, this is Sharp Objects, I tried reading something else by this author and I hated the audio so bad that I just DNF'd it. So there is a chance that we don't finish this one, but this is, it's really short, but I feel like her books are all really short, and then the audio for them is like very long, and I just honestly don't understand. Like, I don't know how the audio for this is 10 hours when the book is 250 pages. Anywho. So this says, fresh from a brief stay at the psych hospital, reporter Camille Praker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. For years, Camille has hardly spoken to her neurotic, hypochondriac mother or to the half-sister she barely knows, a beautiful 13-year-old with an eerie grip on the town. Now, installed in her own bedroom in her family's Victorian mansion, Camille finds herself identifying with the young victims a bit too strongly. Dodged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her own past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. So we have 2 spooky books, and then we have got Tilly in Technicolor by Mazey Eddings. And the literal only reason I've been avoiding this book is because I think the cover is absolutely atrocious. But this says, Tilly Twomley is desperate for change. White-knuckling her way through high school with flawed executive functioning from ADHD has left her burnt out and ready for a fresh start. Working as an intern for the perfect older sister's startup isn't exactly how Tilly wanted to spend her summer, but the required travel around Europe promises a much-needed change of scenery as she plans her future. The problem is, Tilly has no idea what she wants. Oliver Clark knows exactly what he wants. His autism has often made it hard for him to form relationships with others, but his love of color theory and design allows him to feel deeply connected with the world around him. Plus, he has everything he needs, a best friend who gets him a placement in a prestigious design program and a summer internship to build his resume. Everything is going as planned. That is, of course, until he suffers through the most disastrous international flight of his life thanks to the lively and exasperating Tilly. Oliver is forced to spend the summer with a girl who couldn't be more his opposite. Feeling things for her he can't quite name and starts to wonder if maybe he doesn't have everything figured out after all. As the duo's neurodivergence connection grows, they learn that some of the best parts of life can be planned, and they're forced to figure out what that means as their disastrously wonderful summer comes to an end. So, let's get into it. I know I'm starting with Elisa Jewell. That is my plan of audio for today. So let's just jump into her. Y'all, I fucking hate this book. I hate it to the point that I have one Lisa Jewell book on my TBR, this one, The Night She Disappeared, and I'm unhauling it because I just don't like this woman's writing. Like, I don't think it's good, even in the slightest bit. So in this book, we've got our main character named Jane, and she is like this twice divorced woman living with her dogs when one day this little white terrier appears, and the girl who she's seen walking it is nowhere to be found. She brings this dog back to its owner, and when she approaches the house, everything feels eerily familiar. And it's like this past present timeline where we get this past timeline of her when she was a young girl in a very shitty situation, and like this older man like helps her escape. It's a really gross, weird relationship, and things were just very eerie whenever he took her to this same exact house. So it's the same house that she's been to in her past, and upon doing this, she now starts trying to be like a fucking private investigator, figuring out what happened to this girl who has gone missing. She's contacting people, like doing like deep research, finding out like who may have worked with her on this movie, and this person and that person, and trying to connect all of these dots to figure out what happened to this girl, what's going on at this house. And that's pretty much all that has happened. I have notes here, a little bit here. Hold on one moment, make sure I didn't. Yeah, whenever the past timeline is 25 years ago, and we have Jane when she was like escaped like her really difficult childhood, going to this house, and everything was really weird in the house, and it felt like danger was approaching. She's not able to like let go like this missing girl, and she is just trying to like figure out what happened to this girl. And she's also learning that this house has like been connected to many years, decades worth of disappearances, abuse, manipulation. A bunch of terrible things have happened at this house, and she's trying to put together the puzzle of like what really is going on with the missing girl, and uncovering all these secrets. I don't know. I hate the writing. I hate the audio narrator. I don't like a single thing about it, actually, except for the cover. The cover's kind of pretty. I like the reddish, violetish cover. That's really my only nice thing to say. And this is leaving my collection immediately. We're in my office, friends, and I'm just going to quickly tell you about It Could Have Been Her. It could have been something I never read. That's how I feel about that. That book sucked. I hated it. I gave it 2 stars. I don't even want to waste another moment of my time talking about it. Does that mean this video might be a little bit shorter? Yes, but I literally thought it was horrendous. Only 2 other people have read it so far in book club, which more of you bitches better read it, because I did not vote for this shit, and I had to read it. So if you voted for it, you better get on it. Chloe gave it 4 stars, so I'm so glad you liked it, Chloe, if you're watching this video. But Emily gave it 1 star. I gave it 2 stars. That was me being nice, okay? It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Don't recommend. To the point that I have unhauled the other Lisa Jewell book that I own because I just can't do her shit. I just can't do it. But we're about to get started on Sharp Objects. I don't understand how this audiobook is 10 hours when the book is 250 pages. Like, that is actually insane to me. Just saying. But we're gonna get going on it. 9.5 hours, I guess. Okay, I mean, still wild. I am gonna listen to it at 3 times speed because this person must talk literally in slow motion. I am a little bit worried about this book though, because I was looking at it, and Gabby from Gabby Reads commented in her review that like the cutting of it all was like a bit much in the audio, and that like she was getting a bit like freaked out by it. And she can do body horror, and I can't do body stuff. Like, that is like, oh my god, as somebody who hates, like, blood is my one trigger. I will be fast forwarding through those parts or DNFing if I can't handle it. And you know what? That's fine, because this whole video is about finishing my TBR. And if that means we DNF, we're still finishing it. We're still getting them off the TBR. So I feel like all's well that ends well. You know what I mean? So let's get into her. I hate that like it's this like movie cover, but it is what it is. Welcome to my bathroom as we get ready for the day, because I do have to go places later, so I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone and talk to you guys about this book while I pamper myself. We're doing I have a game group, and then I have like a couple, I actually have like my board game group, and then I've been playing Magic with one of my other friends, and then my regular game group has this other side game group that does Magic. It's really like a lot of nerdy shit over here. But in my regular game group, my one I've been with for years now, we are doing a Magic draft today, which is going to be really fun, and we are doing that, so I'm looking forward to it. I made a onion dip. This is a really fun, easy, good dip if you were ever like, because we were not originally having like doing this, we were originally gonna just like play board games, but this got kind of slotted in as what we were gonna do, which is completely, I'm down for it. But because of that, originally, basically me and my friend Andrea, we like will rotate who makes a snack. But because there's gonna be so many of us, I'm like, okay, well, I'll make a snack too. And she's like, okay, you don't have to, like, I know it's last minute, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, girl, no, it's like literally no problemo. I'm just gonna make onion dip because it's so easy. So this is how you make it. So one 16-ounce container of sour cream, and you mix it, I double it. So that's just me because there's gonna be quite a few of us. But you mix that with you buy the box, the 2-pack of the Lipton brand, I don't know if the brand really matters, but I get the Lipton brand onion soup mix. So you do that, and then you simply just mix it together, and then you let it marinate in the fridge. And that's all she wrote. That's literally the whole thing. That's it. Nothing further is done with this scenario. I don't know what color eyes to do. I'll go with this one. Yeah, that's literally the whole thing. And it's better if you make it the day before. I did not make it the day before because I had not gone to the grocery store, but I made it with like 7 hours in between when we're gonna eat it, so it'll be fine. And then you can eat it with, I prefer it with potato chips, but it's also good with like, it's also really good with pretzels, veggies, whatever you like with your onion dips. And yeah, so it's really easy. But anywho, maybe we should get into the book, seeing as I'm like already almost done getting ready. We're almost done with my makeup. This is literally the whole thing. I'm just gonna throw on some mascara. We just do sparkles and whatever. This is actually a little bit too bright. There you go. It's like a gold, and then I did pink highlighter, so I'm feeling like strawberry, or it'd be pink lemonade. Anywho, so this book, we have our main character named Camilla. She just left a brief stay at the psych hospital, and she is a reporter. She is being tasked with going back to her hometown, where she has not been in quite a few years. She has a very strained relationship with her mother. When, is it Camille or Camilla? I can never remember. I think Camilla. No, Camille. When Camille was 13, her little sister passed away, and it kind of caused this rift between her and her mother. And now she's being tasked with going back home because there has been this string of young girls being abducted, having no like SA happening to them, but like all of their teeth are being removed before their bodies are being found. And so she's there to kind of get to the bottom of what's going on. And so there as well is her little sister. Her mom has since had another child named Elma, and Elma is literally like a little baby psychopath. And so that she and Elma are not getting along. And we're basically following Camille in her journey of like trying to figure out what is happening in this town. She's interviewing families of the girls who have died. She is interviewing police force. She's interviewing anybody who she can really get to talk to her, which is not many people. Nobody really wants to talk to a reporter. They're like, think of her as kind of like a parasite. But she's trying her best. Well, she also is battling her own demons. She has like she's been a, what's the word? Not notorious. She's not like serial. She's been like a serial self-harmer for a lot of her life, carving different words into her body, which those parts I will admit I am having to skip because they are giving me the ick so deeply. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's happened. It feels like not really all that much has happened, but at the same time I'm not bored. It's feeling like a 3-star. Like I think I'll for sure finish it. Like I took a break to listen to one of my friend's voice messages, and I was like, okay, well, I listen when I'm done with this. Let me see how close I am to being halfway done with this book to see if it's time for me to go do my update. And I was like, oh, I'm at 52%. Like it's literally, I'm already halfway done. That was kind of wild to me. I did not think that like I was already that deep into it. So that was quite exciting for me because it is going pretty quick. And yeah, I'm not hating it, which again, this is not a ringing endorsement. Like I don't think this is going to be like a book that's going to get probably more than 3 stars, but I feel like it's one of those, I feel like Gillian Flynn is one of those authors that everybody talks about, and I have not read Gone Girl, but I have had it spoiled for me, so I don't really have any interest. I'm not somebody who rereads a ton of books, and especially I don't really reread thrillers because of the fact that I already know the twist. And this is an interesting question for you guys. How do you guys build your home library? For me, I keep any book that I gave 3 stars or more because those are books that I would suggest and recommend. But I do have one friend who is like, yeah, like I don't really like to buy or keep thrillers on my shelf because I only like to keep books on my shelf that I'm going to reread. And that's just like not how I feel. Like I like to have a bunch of thrillers on my shelf that I loved because like say I have my sister over and she's staying for an extended period of time. Like she knows that she's coming to visit me. She's a reader as well, that she doesn't need to bring books because like she can just read something from my library. Like I like the idea that like when I have guests, I have plenty of things for people to choose from to read and whatever. So that's kind of where I stand on it. Like I like having them, especially if I really enjoyed something. I see them more as like a trophy of things that I loved. I think also because part of it may be that I'm not a big rereader in general. Like besides like childhood favorites like Harry Potter, I think the only book that I can think of in the recent history that I read and then reread within like a year and a half is The Measure, and that's because I wanted to annotate it. 5 stars both times, of course, but yeah, I'm just not like a big rereader, so I feel like that's not a contributing factor to me. But yeah, I'll be happy if we can give this 3 stars because that would definitely be a step up from the other book. And then I am still a wee bit worried about Tilly and Technicolor. I think my big issue with it is going to be that the characters are either in high school or like freshly graduated, and I just feel very like disconnected with anything YA, with being, you know, in my 30s, as well as like feeling like life's kind of beating me down most of the time. But yeah, so in case you ever wondered how long it takes me to get ready, this clip is going to be about 9 minutes long, and that's going to be about how long it takes. We have 2 more curls to do, and then we've got the Hannah special. Done and done. I purple shampooed my hair last night and it looks very bright and fresh, which I love. We're unplugging. I do have that trait where I do panic that I have not unplugged my hot tool. So I'm reminding myself I unplugged it and I told you guys. So yeah, I'll show you the finished product in better lighting because that bathroom lighting is not great. But here we are. Here's the finished look. So cute, so fun. But yeah, so we're almost done with her. We will get her finished up here right now. I'm gonna go finish it, and that's gonna be that. Okay guys, we have finished Sharp Objects, and I did in fact give it 3 stars. There wasn't really anything that this book did wrong. It did end up having a trope that I do really like in a thriller. I'm not gonna say it because it is a spoiler, but the trope that it is, I kind of discounted it early on because it felt way too fucking obvious, and with that being like the reveal, I just wish it would have been like known from the beginning. I don't know. There was just some ways about like the way that it was handled that I didn't really love, and I didn't really think that like the parts of like all of like the carving of the words in the body and all those things, like because I'm somebody who like can't really handle that type of thing, it did not add to the story. It in fact took away from the story for your girl. So because of that, we had to give it 3 stars. But because this is a thriller, I'm not going to really say anything about the second half of the book, because that's where all the spoilers lie. Next up, we are going to get going into Tilly and Technicolor. I was going to get this on Audible, however, not Audible, Libby. However, the wait is like very long randomly for this book, which I don't really understand, but that's fine. I was able to get it on Everand. I still had all 3 of my unlocks for this billing cycle, so that is all good. My shoulders really hurt. I'm gonna go with my husband, put some icy hot on me, and I'm gonna continue working. It is currently 3:38. I need to leave in about an hour and 20 minutes. So I don't really know if I'm gonna see if there's any videos I want to watch on YouTube. If so, I might just watch something, and then I'm not working tomorrow, but then I'll jump into this on Sunday. We will see. Okay guys, we're about halfway through Tilly and Technicolor, and also, fun fact about that bathroom, the handle broke off the toilet. It's really wonderful. Anywho, I'm about halfway through Tilly and Technicolor, and I'm actually liking this a lot more than I thought I would. It's not necessarily YA. They've like talked about spicy stuff, but it's like the summer between college and high school. So in this book, we've got our main character, Tilly. Tilly has ADHD, and her family sucks. I hate her family. They're all very much so like, this is how you having ADHD affects us, rather than trying to support her and do things to help nurture her and set her up to have like the best chance at life. Instead, they make everything literally about them, and it's absolutely obnoxious. So her sister, what's her sister's name? Mona, I believe. So her sister runs this, I just put this new chapstick on and the flavor is so gross to me, want to gag. Her sister has this company where they make nail polish, and for the summer she is going to go intern for her sister's nail polish company while they explore all over Europe to try to get Tilly on the right path and set her up for success, and so that she can see what hard work gives you, and that she needs to work harder and go to college and all this dumb bullshit. So on the flight to Europe, she is sat next to this guy Oliver, and they have like a lot of really awkward, uncomfortable, bad first impression-esque situations on this flight. Whenever she lands, she tries to ask him for his number. He doesn't reply right away, and she runs away. We know from the back of the book that Oliver is autistic, and it obviously will it impacts how he perceives the world, and he was really just taken aback by her behavior in general. So she meets up with her sister and her sister's business partner, and they're waiting for the other intern to get there. Of course, it's Oliver. Tilly is besides herself that she has got to work with this guy all summer, and as they're traveling from country to country, she learns that they're gonna also have to share a room because they can't afford 2 rooms. And Oliver's very, very, very good with color theory. It's one of the things that he hyperfixates on, and they talk about it being like his hyperfixation and how like it impacts him in both a positive and negative way. And where we are halfway, Tilly and Oliver have finally confided in each other that she has ADHD and he has autism, and that they can actually relate in a lot of ways because of these things, the way the world sees them, the way that they present to the world, and the way they interact with the world is more similar than somebody without a form of neurodivergence. And so getting to see them really be able to support each other, and to see Tilly, who really has felt like she has nobody, be able to start to connect with her sister and connect with Oliver in ways she's not been able to connect with her family, and express how she's feeling about the different ways her family handles her ADHD, has been really, really, really nice. And overall, I'm having quite a good time. I do think this is probably going to be a 4-star, which is amazing because I feel like our ratings so far this video have not been stellar. But yeah, I am having a good time, and I'm gonna eat lunch. I'm making some like barbecue nachos, and then we'll continue onward, and hopefully it continues to be a good time. And just like that, we are done with Tilly in Technicolor, and I did give this book 4 stars. I really loved getting to see how this family, Tilly's family, has really healed by the end of this book, getting to see them face those issues and see Tilly be so supported by Oliver and Oliver's family and friend group to tell her mom like what she's doing that is very damaging to her. I loved getting to see that. I loved getting to see just them work on the fact that like they don't communicate the same, and that communication style really matters, and just really getting to see Tilly and Oliver grow together and see Tilly really achieve things that she's been kind of told her whole life are impossible, not good enough, XYZ. Getting to see her stand on her own 2 feet, believe in herself, and achieve her dreams. So good. So we have a 4-star read with this bad boy, and we have got a 3-star read with this bad boy, and then we had a 2-star read with our book club pick. So it got better as we went, which we love to see. And with that being said, that is going to be the end of this finishing my TBR video. I am so glad that we were able to complete all of the things. And that means the next video for you guys is a TBR jar video. So keep your eyes peeled, and I will see you later. Bye.